AviationPros.com is the portal website for AMT, Airport Business, and Ground Support Worldwide magazines. Visit daily for breaking news, industry blogs, and insightful articles from our magazine's editorial team. And don't forget to sign up for our publication's daily e-newsletters. It's all at AviationPros.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Aviation Pros podcast. I'm Joe Petrie, Editorial Director for the Endeavor Aviation Group. The aviation industry is seeing an unprecedented investment in infrastructure across North America. Our Airport Business 2023 analysis of capital investments and mitigating factors shows a 25% increase in average investment this year alone for airports, with the lion's share of investment going to engineering and construction costs. The main motivation for investment? Capacity. That kind of investment creates unique challenges the industry hasn't seen before and creates unique circumstances at the world's busiest airport, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International. I spoke with Swinerton's Atlanta Division Manager, Mosiman, about the company's work at ATL and how it's investing in the community to ensure success for years to come. So Derek, thank you for speaking with me today. Just wanted to start off with a question about Swinerton recently being named the City of Atlanta's Managing General Contractor on Call Providers. Tell me a little bit about how this is going to impact the company's work at Hartsfield and what you're doing there now.
Yeah, thanks, Joe, for the question. Appreciate your time. So we are really excited to become one of the 4 MGC on-call contractors for Hartsfield. We've been down at Hartsfield for about 6 years now, and it's exciting to, now be working for the City of Atlanta. What's great about the MGC on-call is that it, allows us the opportunity to, be down at Hartsfield basically on a full-time basis, to service them and to help us just internally continue to grow our footprint and presence down at Hartsfield. With their on-call work, it's a lot of it is kind of quick hitting, more urgent projects. Some of it is, more repair work. We were recently called out to look at a 8-inch water line that potentially broke. So it's just a great opportunity to be down there to service the airport, continue to network with the different entities down there and just grow our Swinerton brand awareness. And as part of that, it's given us a great opportunity to partner with our minority contractor partner, who we are currently partnered with their name is Webmeyers Construction. Chandra Myers is one of the owners. And so as part of the MGC on-call, we are a joint venture. So it's great for us as well to continue to build some of those local relationships and continue to, expand our network, not only, at Hartsfield, but also within the general contractor community here in Atlanta.
Now let's touch on that Webmeyer agreement that you have. Tell me about this partnership and how this is something that's going to create a benefit for all the stakeholders involved.
Yeah, certainly. So Chandra and we started to kind of get to know each other a little bit over a year ago. Chandra had been interested in doing some work down at Hartsfield. Swinerton, we had been down there for a while. So we just started kind of networking and getting to know each other. And, there was just some really great synergies. We had similar kind of values. We thought similarly about what we were each trying to accomplish. And so through, this partnership, we're helping each other out. We're helping, afford Webmeyers Construction the opportunity to go work at Hartsfield to take on, some more sizable projects due to leveraging Swinerton's bonding capacity. Swinerton, we have the opportunity to grow our bandwidth because now we have a partner that has additional resources with additional expertise. Webmeyers Construction, their heavy background is in Class A, high-end interior renovation work, which A lot of the work done at Hartsfield has to do with interior concourse renovation, Sky Club renovation. There's a lot of interior, work and components there, and that is their strong suit. So we feel we make a really good team where we're leveraging our expertise, helping each other continue to grow our personal business, but also, supporting, the local, community, city of Atlanta and Hartsfield-Jackson by, getting projects done for them.
When working with these local contractors for a group like Swinerton, what are some of the important aspects you look for when it comes to finding these JV partners on a local level, like a Webb Myers? What are those qualities that really make a powerful partner for someone like yourselves?
Yeah, so our number one goal in a JV partnership is, what we call kind of skin in the game. We want a partner that, genuinely wants to, be a part of the overall project. Someone who is looking to provide resources to fill multiple roles within the project, has the risk and reward built into the JV agreement. So, our collective success is our collective success. Our, collective failures are our collective failures. So first and foremost, we want a partner that wants to be fully committed to the project. Sometimes there's different JV, relationships out there that, maybe aren't necessarily geared that way and are a little bit more, focused on just the fee sharing component and kind of the checking the box scenario, but that's very much not what we're after. We want the genuine partnership. We want to have equal skin in the game. We want to help each other grow and help each other, be successful and earn a good reputation.
And there's definitely a value with having the DBE partners along in minority-owned and women-owned businesses. Now, as a contractor, what are some of the biggest challenges that comes with finding these types of partners in these local markets like Atlanta, and how are you going about trying to find them out?
So yeah, it is challenging to find a qualified minority DBE partner that, number one, is interested in working down at Hartsfield. Hartsfield is definitely, it takes a certain individual and a certain approach to business and resolve to, being successful down there with the off hours work and just all the regulations and the badging requirements. It raises the bar for the ability for folks to do work down there. Set aside the requirements for, driving on the airfield for your, insurance obligations. And so it takes a company that is dedicated or wants to be dedicated to working down at Hartsfield. So, there is a limited amount of DBE partners out there, first and foremost. And a lot of the partners that are currently down at Hartsfield have been down there for a while now and have JV partnerships with some other larger, prime general contractors that have been working down at Hartsfield for a while. So, when we first started looking into the minority partners or DBE partners, we started running through, the folks that we kind of saw down there and the names that were down there and affiliated with projects going on. And fortunately for those folks, they've got a lot of long-standing relationships and a lot of long-standing partnerships, and, they kind of rinse and repeat, and they go to the next jobs together and they pursue the next jobs together. After learning, doing a little bit of learning for a while, it became very evident that, for us to really be successful, we were going to have to go find a partner that wasn't really affiliated with Hartsfield yet, and find a partner who was committed to wanting to be at Hartsfield and learn and grow to become a Hartsfield-Jackson GC contractor. So it's definitely been a journey. We kind of started this journey about a little bit over 3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago. So it certainly has been a process. By no means is it easy, but at the same time, it's been fun and rewarding, and has definitely taught us a lot about finding that right partner.
And now there's a lot of investment going on right now in the airport infrastructure area. We have the bill funding out there. Our own data from the Airport Business 2023 Capital Infrastructure Survey that we sent out to the market, we noted that there's already a 25% increase in capital spend over the last year on, what they're planning for on this. How are companies like Swinerton, how is this impacting you? It seems like it's got to be a challenge to try and keep up with this increasing work. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, no, there is a lot of capital dollars out there. At Hartsfield alone, there's work coming from every angle. You have the big D widening that was approved. That's $1 billion or more that they're getting underway. On Concourse E, they have they're looking to basically do an entire refresh of the concourse, including utility and infrastructure upgrades along with architectural upgrades that with all those different packages combined are going to be in the 800 plus million. And then you've got several ongoing escalator, elevator modernizations. You've got some ongoing just general infrastructure work going. We're actually doing some work right now repainting all of Concourse E and T. Yes, there's just endless jobs out there and endless opportunity. And one of the challenges that is very evident in the marketplace and specifically aviation with all of this work is really just the labor force and the skilled and competent labor force. It's funny. I was talking to a couple electricians the other day, and they have some job requisitions open with the unions for 40 and 50 folks, journeymen that they just can't fill to go get work done that they've been contracted for and have a contractual obligation to meet schedules. So it's definitely a real thing, and it's definitely tough. What we've really been trying to do is just have those really strong relationships and partnerships with the subcontractor community, so that we can help to really be transparent about schedule and manpower and the ability to staff the projects. So for us, it comes down to really open and honest communication, internally with our subcontractors, and then having, a coordinated communication to the stakeholders and to ownership about just the realities of what we can accomplish to set those expectations. What we're also heavily involved in is just workforce development, which is obviously more of a long-term play, so it doesn't necessarily solve the immediate need, but long-term play and support through our involvement in Skills USA, through our partnership with SUFCA. We're involved with a couple different local high schools to support some of their hands-on trade-focused curriculums at the schools. We're partnering with a couple middle schools as well in town. So we're trying to do what we can to encourage our next generation that construction is it's really exciting. It's very rewarding. it's lucrative. You can have a great, financial success and lifestyle. So we're trying to touch all the different facets to, do our part to, propel the industry forward when it comes to, the labor force. But it's definitely a real challenge, and we're, doing our part to try and figure it out.
And, it's amazing the challenge of not enough people on the workforce side, and then on the travel side, too many people. I was just through Hartsfield the other day, and it was so crowded. I mean, it's no secret, the revenge tourism, as they've been calling it, and, the amount of people that have been traveling post-pandemic, how many people are going through the airports now. Just when I was there the other day, I mean, the Clear line alone was a 25-minute wait. To give you an example how crowded the airport was. How, as a contractor like yourselves, able to work around this, or is this even creating issues on your hand being able to complete some of this work when facilities are just packed to the gills? Again, good problem to have.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a fun puzzle to figure out. We recently finished the project. This happened to be for Delta, for one of their A Center Point lounges, and we were essentially infilling a clear-story atrium. So, if you're standing on the boarding level and you looked up, there was a high atrium. We basically came in there and erected scaffolding, created a dance floor. But what we did to kind of facilitate that customer experience is that scaffolding that we erected, we basically tried to do our best to conceal it. So we drywalled in and boxed in the column support legs for the scaffolding. We hung a temporary acoustic ceiling with lights and fire suppression and fire alarm on the underside of that scaffolding to basically create, as kind of an unforeseen construction zone as possible. While above, we were setting structural beams and putting decking in and placing concrete, and then from there we were able to take down the scaffolding, open up the the full access to the boarding level, and then up in our remote space at that point was to then build out the Delta Sky Club. So it definitely poses challenges, but what we love to do, and what we get excited about in our industry is problem solving and kind of figuring out those puzzles. And as part of that, a lot of networking with the different end users and occupiers down at the airport, whether that's for fire, whether that's for concessions, whether that's for Delta folks, AATC folks. So it takes a lot of coordination to get things done. But when you do have a good plan and that plan works well, it's really exciting and rewarding, and you just get jazzed up to be a part of that. We're starting to do some work on Concourse T for painting some of the exterior right there on the south kind of departure, and we've got to do a couple lane closures to be able to get in there and access the work. And we're having 10 and 15 different meetings with different folks just to get the timing right, the coordination right, how we're going to approach it. But again, after it's all said and done, and you pull off a seamless execution of the work, it's just a lot of fun, and it makes you want to go back to do more.
Derek, one last question for you today. Obviously, a lot going on at Hartsfield. What are going to be some of the big accomplishments that Swinerton is looking to complete this year that we should be able to look out for?
Yeah, well, we're really excited to be doing this year as Swinerton, and our journey down at Hartsfield started about 6 years ago. And as we started there, we started working, doing some smaller work with Delta, doing a $1.5 million job that then grew to separate jobs that were, $5 million and $10 million. and we're continuing to grow the work with Delta, as well as we were able to do some work with Southwest for some hangar work and adding an exterior canopy for them. And so, our journey kind of started with working for the airlines, doing work with Delta and Southwest. And then we were awarded the MGC on-call to be working down there now at the City of Atlanta. We've also been fortunate to be awarded a couple projects with AATC, supporting that group and some of their projects. So for us, it's been a really nice just process of working with the airlines, working with the city, working with AATC. So now we're working across multiple different organizations, doing different projects for each one of those groups, and each one of those groups has a different book of business and different goals and priorities for projects that they want to get completed down there. So for us, the main goal and excitement for this year is just being a part of those different groups, to be able to continue to earn their business and to continue to grow our work profile and our work portfolio with them, from smaller projects in the million, low millions, $1 million to $2 million, to grow those into $10 and $30 million projects, so that in 2 to 3 years, now we're ready to go take on the $100 million jobs with them. So it's definitely a commitment to on our part, and we're trying to grow organically, and really earn the business and the trust, and have that really solid reputation across multiple different groups down there, so that when folks down there say the name Swinerton, people know who we are and what we stand for, and know that they're going to get a quality project.
Derek, really appreciate your time today. Looking forward to seeing more success down in Atlanta and what Swinerton has in mind for the future. Well, thanks for listening to today's podcast. Make sure to access the Airport Business Capital Investment Report via our website, AviationPros.com, or via the link within the show notes. I'm Joe Petrie. We'll catch you next time.